Hi and welcome back to another video. Today we are looking at Microsoft Excel's mid function. This is a slightly more advanced formula than something like left or right, but something that's well worth learning as it really will level up your skills. If you find this useful, please do click on the like button, hit subscribe, it means a lot to the channel, and if you hit the bell you'll get notified of all of our latest releases. With all that said, let's jump on over to Microsoft Excel. Okay, so I've got a quick example here where I have a full name and I would like to extract the middle part of that text string or the middle name. To do this, we would be using the mid formula, and I'm going to show you two different approaches to that. The first is going to be the basic mid function using manual input, and then the second part of this will be looking at how you can make your mid formula a dynamic function that basically adjusts the number of characters to pull back and the positions in which the piece of text that you're actually trying to extract sits within that text string. So hopefully this will be a quick-ish tutorial, but let's jump on into the basic formula to start with. We're going to open up a mid formula just by typing mid open bracket. The function consists of three main parts: the text string, the start position of the text string, and the number of characters that you'd like to bring back. So for the text string itself, we're going to click on the full name, and then we're going to hit comma. That then loads up the start position. Now, what we want to do is calculate where our our middle name actually sits in here. So Nicholas is 8 characters, the space is the 9th character, so the J is the 10th character in the text string. So the starting position becomes number 10. Okay. Then if we hit comma again, we jump over to the number of characters that we'd like to return. So John has 4 characters in the name, so I'll type 4 and close the bracket and press return. Now, as you can see here, that has extracted the middle part of the full name. So John has been returned, and unfortunately, because this was manually entered, as in I've typed in the start position is number 10 and I wanted to return 4 characters, I'm not going to be able to pull this down this list, okay, because I get different results because the names change length and the middle name's position within the text string changes. So this now moves on to the second part of this video, which is the more advanced mid formula function that requires us to create a dynamic approach to the formula. Okay, so I'm just going to delete these two from here, and over this side I've tried to write out the best I can a way to dynamically adjust the start position and the number of characters to return. Okay, so it consists of two main parts that you kind of have to embed together to allow Excel to calculate out the starting positions and the number of characters that you're trying to actually calculate for. So the first part of this is a find formula. So what you would do in this example here is actually open up find, open up a bracket. The find function has 3 parts to it. 2 are compulsory, whereas 1 is optional. Okay, so the first 2 parts you absolutely have to use, and then the third part is completely optional that we do not use for the first find function, but we will be using it in the second find function. Okay, so the first part is what we're looking for. The second part is the text string that we're trying to find the characters in, and then the third part is the start position to be looking for. So the way this works is we're looking for a space within our text string, okay, and then we're plussing 1. And the way that that works, so we're looking for the first space that appears within our full name. So we're looking for a space within F3, so our full name, and it returns the position of our space. So it basically returns a number 9. Okay, so Nicholas is 8 characters, and the space between the S and the J is the 9th character, which is what we're looking for in this particular function. So what we've done there is we then plus 1 to say that we don't want the starting position to be the space, but instead we want it to be the j. So we find the space and then we +1 to move it along to the j as the start position. Okay, so that returns character 10. So if we hop over to this manual formula that we wrote, we put our start position as number 10, and this formula here, this find the space within the text string +1 returns the number 10. Okay, so that's now our start position of our function. Moving on, we then have a slightly more complex find function with another find function embedded inside it. So this first find that we use here, where we have find space within f3 +1 returns the character number 10, right? That gets embedded into our second find. Okay, so this find function, we open it up, we say we're still looking for a space within our text string. Okay, except now we're using this optional starting position. Okay, we're looking for the second space within our full name, not the first, but the second. So because our first find formula found the position of the first first space within the text string, we can now use this first formula as the next start position for the second find formula. So what we've done here is we're saying, okay, find a space within our text string, but start from the 10th character. Okay, so skip Nicholas, skip the first space, start from the J, and tell me the position in which the second space appears within that text string. Okay, so if we press enter on that, we can now see that that is a 14. Okay, so the second space in this text string starts at position 14, and the first space starts at position 10. Okay, and then all we need to do here is actually -1 from the other. Okay, so if we take the second find and minus the first find, then we end up with the number of characters that we actually want to return. Okay, so this would actually be copying the first function, the first find, so find space within f3 +1, and going over to our second find space within f3, find space within f3 +1 as our start position, and then what we want to do is actually minus the original start position. Okay, press enter on that, so close bracket, press enter on that, and then you get the number of characters to actually return, which I've done that wrong because I put too many brackets in there. So I would like to wrap this function just here in brackets, and then minus in brackets the first function, and press enter. Now you get the 4 as gets returned. We can pull that down there. We can see that it's 4 characters all the way through. If I add another name here, so David, Roger, David, for example, Roger has 5 characters in that name. The first name and the last name are obviously different to the others. If I copy this formula down here, it's going to return the 5, as in Roger is 5 characters to return. Now the reason that this is important is with our mid function, we can now type this out. So if we go equals mid, open up a bracket, our text is this one here. So the first part is the text string that we want to actually extract from. We hit comma. Our start position is going to be our first find, which was find, open up a bracket, in quotations we put that space, we hit a comma, we want to find that within our text string, and then we go close that off and we +1. 1 because we want the next character, not just the space. Okay. Then what we want to do is actually grab our formula that we just did over here and paste it in as a number of characters. Okay, so the easiest way is actually to write this out separately and then copy it in once you're happy with it. But once you get used to writing them, you can actually then start to pull this in dynamically, right, and start writing it within the function. So now if you look at this, it looks rather complex, right? So you've got mid with 1, 2, 3, 4 different find functions all wrapped together. But in doing so, what we're able to do is actually now dynamically extract the middle part of a text string dynamically every single time. So just to run through that with you one last time, I will delete these out and show you what that function looks like. So it's equals mid, the text that we would like to dissect. The starting position is our first find, so we want to find the J, okay, but we don't want to use any kind of character because that also might appear before the space. The space is going to be the thing that delimits our text string, so we're going to go equals, equals mid, open the bracket, F4 for our text string, hit comma, we're going to type find, we're going to find our space, which has to be in quotations because it's a text string, hit comma, we're going to click on the text that we're looking for it within, okay, and then we're going to close that one off and +1 because we don't want the start position to be the space itself, it has to be the character directly after the space, and then that becomes our starting position. If we hit comma, our number of characters we can paste in from our function earlier, or we can type that out. And in order to type that out, we would open up a bracket, type find. We want to find a space within our text here, and our starting position is a find. We want to find a space within our text here, and we want to have that as a +1 to start from the J, okay, and close that off. And then we want to also close off the opening parentheses, the opening bracket that we created, minus the starting find, which would be find, open up a bracket, space, comma, within this text, close bracket, and +1. And we probably just want to wrap that find in some parentheses as well to make sure that we treat it completely separately. Press enter, and there we go, and that is our function. It takes a little bit of practice, which is why I recommend that you actually start writing out your formulas independently and then copy and paste them into the right sections of your final function. But once you get the hang of it, you can start typing it out directly in each particular cell, and you can create these fantastic, fully dynamic mid functions within your Excel document. Hopefully you guys found this useful. I know it's a lot more advanced than some of the other things that I've been covering in recent videos, but if you do find it useful, please do click the like button, consider subscribing, hitting the bell, and you'll get notified of all the other videos as they are released, and I will catch you guys in the next video.